Welcome to the lesson 6 of Krishna Kills Demons. This course we have been learning about different demons representing different anarthas. So let's start with invocation prayers for today. Please recite along with me, everyone together. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Okay, thank you all very much for reciting the prayers along so wonderfully. Now, this course we've been learning 2 verses from the 16th chapter, describing about what is good and what is bad, what is what. So the first shloka is 16.21. Who wants to recite this shloka? Vrinda. Okay, Vrinda and then Balram. Vrinda, please go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Trividam.
Trividam narakasyaram dvayam nashanatmana Thank you.
Thank you, Vrinda. Thank you very much for reciting so beautifully. Yes, Balram, you can go ahead now. Very good, Balram. Suraj, Ramachandra. Okay, Suraj and then Ramachandra. Suraj, go ahead.
Trividam narakasedam dvaram nasanatmana kama krodha satalobha tasmat etatrayam tyajet.
Thank you very much, Suraj. Very nice. Yes, Ramachandra, go ahead now.
Trividam narakashedam dvaram nasanatmana kama krodha satalobha tasmat etatrayam tyajet.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Ramachandra.
Nandini.
Yes, Nandini, please recite.
Trividam narakashedam dvaram nasimana atmana kamakrodha tasre etatrayam tyajet.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Mataji, I just joined.
What was that?
Nandini.
Yes, Nandini, thank you very much. Shreyas, you can go ahead and recite.
Trividam narakasyedam dvaram nasanamatmana kamakrodhastata lobhas tasmadetatrayam tyade.
Very good. Thank you, Shreyas. Okay. I'm sorry, was that another Nandini that wanted to say the shloka?
It was Pratmesh Mataji.
Okay, Pratmesh, go ahead and recite the shloka.
Trividam narakasedam dvaram nashanamatmanah kamakrodhastata lobhas tasmad etatrayam tyajet.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Pratmesh. Anyone else? Aurav, yes, please go ahead.
Varam nasanamatmanah kamakrodhastata lobhas तस्मात् एतत्रयं त्यजेत्.
Thank you very much, Aura. Very beautiful. Anyone else? Okay. Who wants to recite and read the translation?
Chinmay Mataji.
Yes, Chinmay, go ahead and recite.
There are three gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul.
Thank you very much, Chinmay. So please remember the shlokas and the meanings. You may get some questions in your exam. So it's very important to remember. And also remember the main thing that we discussed in this shloka is about how we should control our lust. Because lust leads to anger, as one of you rightly pointed out. In the second chapter, there is the shloka which talks about how lust leads to anger. So we have to avoid lust, anger, and greed. Okay, 3 gates. Fine. The next one. Let's go to the next shloka. Who wants to recite this one? 15.24.
Ramachandra. Shreyas.
Okay, Ramachandra and then Balram and then Shreyas. Okay?
Tasmat shastram pramanante karya vyavastita jnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum niharasi. Thank
you very much, Ramachandra. Yes, so first Balram will recite and then Shreyas and then Aurav you can recite. Okay?
Shastram shastram pramanyam te karya vivastito Shastram vidhanoktam karma kartum niharyasi.
Thank you very much, Balram. Yes, Shreyas, please go ahead and then Aurav can recite.
Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya vyavastito jnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum miharasti.
Thank you very much. Okay, Aurav, you can recite now.
Tasmat shastra pramanam te karya vyavastito yatha shastri vidhanoktam karma kartum iharvati.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, Vrinda, you can go ahead and then Pratmesh can sing.
Okay, sir.
Tasvat shastram pramanam te karya vyavastito Vyatva shastra vidhanoktam karta eva karmane.
Karma
karta iharasi.
Good. Thank you very much, Vrinda. Very nice. Okay, Pratmesh, you can say now.
Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya vivastityu natva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum iharasi.
Thank you very much, Pratmesh. Very beautiful recitation. Is there anyone else who would like to recite the shloka?
Suraj.
Okay, Suraj, please go ahead.
Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya vyavastito jnatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum niharasi.
Thank you, Suraj. Very nice. All of you have recited the shloka very well. I'm very happy. So, is there anyone else who would like to recite? Okay. Ramachandra, do you want to go ahead and read the meaning, translation?
Mataji.
Oh.
Mataji, Jagannath wants to, can he read the translation? He joined late. So
okay,
he has a tennis class, so he got late.
Okay, no problem. Yes, Jagannath, please go ahead and read the translation.
One should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated.
Okay, thank you very much, Jagannath, for reading that so beautifully. Ramachandra, do you still want to go ahead and read the translation?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
One should understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated.
Okay. Please remember this part of the, this shloka very well, because it's going to be something relevant to what we're going to discuss today. To understand what is duty, what is not duty, or what is right and what is wrong, what is not to be done. So, first of all, we will understand who will ask this question, and once they ask this question, how to find out what is right and what is wrong. You know that answer, right? How to find out what is duty and what is not duty. From where do you understand? From the shloka?
Scriptures.
Yes, from the scriptures. Okay? So remember this. We'll go into the last part of the lesson 5, which we did not finish last class. So we'll finish that part, and then we will go into the next one. So we have to see the story of Jagai and Madhai. Okay, remember what we learned in lesson 5 yesterday about which anartha, about what story we saw yesterday? Rama was
Fire demon. About fire demon.
Yes, fire demon is the right answer. So what the fire demon represents?
Hatred and argument.
Hatred and argument, and also it represents one more thing. It also represents accepting other religion, not having hatred with other religion. Okay. So, in that context, yesterday we saw that when somebody insults us, we should not bother about it. We don't give much importance. But when somebody insults a devotee of Krishna, then one has to take action. So in that section, there is the story of Jagai and Madhai.
It does a lot of background sound.
Yes, all of you please mute your phones. Okay. So, is it clear now, or is it still there, the background noise? I think there is still. Has everybody muted their phones, please? There seems to be some noise still. Okay, everybody please mute your phones. I request all of you to again please mute your phones, because there seems to be some background noise again. Okay, so let's continue. So we saw that when a devotee of Krishna is being insulted, we should not keep watching. We have to fight back, okay? So the story of Jagai and Madhai is very common. All of you must be knowing, okay? There was no bad habit that they did not have. They were sin personified. They were very wicked men, okay? And they lived in the times of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas. They were once going by speaking to everyone about chanting the holy name. And then they happened to meet Jagai and Madai. So they wanted to deliver Jagai and Madai. So Nityananda Prabhu went and talked to them about leaving their bad habits and chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But Madai was intoxicated and he was really very wicked. So he threw a stone at Nityananda Prabhu and Nityananda Prabhu's head got hurt. It was sick and was bleeding. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard this, he got extremely angry. And he wanted to go and punish Madhai for doing that. So what did he do? He said he came with his Sudarshana Chakra because he wanted to kill Madhai and Jagai because of their cruel behavior. But what happened? Okay, so but what happened? Lord Nityananda, out of great compassion, stopped him and convinced Lord Chaitanya that rather than kill Madhai, he should extend his mercy to him and give a chance for devotional service. Because Nityananda Prabhu reminded Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you have come in Kali Yuga to deliver all the people. You have not come here to kill all the people. Because whenever Krishna comes, he says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So that is true, that he comes to, whenever there is a decline in religion, he comes and he appears in the material world to deliver people. But then in the next shloka, Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam. So Krishna says, I protect the devotees and I destroy the demons. But Nityananda Prabhu is saying, in Kali Yuga, practically everyone has demonic qualities. And if you want to kill each and every demon, then all of the people in the world will be, has to be destroyed. So please be merciful, because in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you came to show compassion to all the living beings. So he reminded Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and because of Nityananda Prabhu's kind request, he accepted that, and then he forgave both Jagai and Madhai. So similarly, if we hear someone saying something untrue or offensive things about Krishna or his devotees, then we should not keep quiet. We should speak up. If we are in a position that that would lead to argument, then we should at least move away from that place. Okay? We are not afraid to fight for Krishna or his devotees. Okay? But the fight must be for right cause, not for saving our own self-esteem or for saving our own pride. Okay? Then we move on to the topic of tolerance and respect. So tolerance, we saw in the Trinada Pishuni Chena in our previous lesson also, which saw how one should be very tolerant like a tree. Okay? So what does it mean by being tolerant? That a devotee is very tolerant of others. Tolerance means that you respect another's beliefs. Okay? So you tolerate someone else having some other idea. So rather than argue or fight with someone, or rather than feeling hatred, we should be tolerant. Especially if somebody disagrees with us, we should listen to what he has to say without becoming angry. Because he may have some very good ideas and we may learn something from him or her. Okay? So that is what is the meaning of tolerance. That we tolerate another person having another opinion. So different people have different opinions. Okay? There may be clash in ideas. But still, you respect each other. You tolerate that they have a different belief. And rather than fighting with them, you try to see if you can learn something from them. Of course, when you are preaching about Krishna, and if somebody is not sure what is right and wrong, and if they get impressed with what you say, then that is good. That you are talking something that they want to know about Krishna and you are giving that information. But if somebody does not agree with us, if somebody disagrees, then we should respect them. We should not try to force our thoughts into them. We should, without becoming angry, we have to listen to them. Then they may still like us, and then they may also want to listen to what we have to say. Okay, so that is why it is very important. And the second point that this fire demon represents is the respect for other religions, right? So it is very important that we respect other religions, because a true religion will teach one to love God. Basically, all the religions in the world are teaching everybody to love God. Only thing is that God, the definition of God, who God is different in each religion. And so we have to really respect other religions also. All authorized religions can help their sincere followers progress in spiritual life. So we have to understand that everybody is following something good. They are not doing something bad. In any religion, they are not doing anything bad. They are only going towards God. They are only elevating themselves in their spiritual life. So we have to respect them for that. Krishna consciousness is unique because it allows us to perform devotional service and teaches many details about how and why we serve Krishna. So the only thing is we have to see it this way, that some religions, they don't have vast information about the details about why we have to do some things and how we have to do some things, but they may have some minimum details. So according to time, place and circumstance, different people came to preach different religions to people in order to save them. So it is partial truth. They may have little bit of knowledge. They may not have as much knowledge as what we learn in Krishna consciousness. But we shouldn't be proud for that reason. We should still learn to respect other people and other people's beliefs and their faith. So we believe that Krishna consciousness gives the highest knowledge, but at the same time we recognize the worth of all true religions and are respectful. So why the other religions have very small, very minimum information or very superficial information is that according to the time, place and circumstance, at that time when Jesus Christ came in Jerusalem, they were all completely in a state of mind that they could not appreciate too many things. So if Jesus Christ had said more than that, then they might not have accepted what he said. So according to time, place and circumstance, different people come and preach about God to the level that they can accept it. So that's why we have to understand that and respect each and every religion. But we encourage others to become good followers of their own religion so that they can also be purified. So once they start following their own religion properly, then they will start asking more questions, and there is the possibility that they can also inquire about Krishna consciousness. So that is how a lot of people have also become devotees. So we have to be really tolerant and respectful of others' religions and beliefs. Okay? Now let's move to the questions. What does the forest fire represent in this pastime? You have already answered this question. Two things. What does it represent?
Hatred, arguments.
Yes. And
doesn't respect other religions.
Yes, that's very true. Very true. So what does our false ego tell us all the time?
That we are the body and not the soul.
Yes, and we should always keep enjoying. That's what our false ego says. What does our real ego say?
So we need to go back to Krishna.
We should go to Krishna.
We are all servants of Krishna and we have to go back to serve him all the time and go back to him. Okay? Normally we don't worry too much about defending ourselves. When is it actually good to defend someone?
When
they feel hurt.
When they feel bad?
When is it actually good to defend someone? When he is a
devotee.
Yes, that's what we learned in Jagai and Madai's story also, right? We don't bother if somebody insults us or if somebody is saying bad things about us, because we know that we are not this body. So whatever they are saying is only applicable to the body, it's not applicable to the soul. So we don't worry about defending ourselves, but we have to defend when somebody insults a devotee. Okay? Very good. So let's move on to, before we move to the lesson 6, a quick recap of the previous lessons. Bakasura represents dishonesty, duplicity and false behavior. So what I want you to say is, whether you learned any story or shloka in this lesson, from each and every lesson, okay, recollect. Did we learn any story, specific story or shloka from lesson 1? No, just some scenarios, okay? There were some scenarios and you were asked how you would react if you were provoked to steal, or if you were provoked to tell a lie. How would you react? So some scenarios were there. Okay. Aghasura, lesson 2, represents cruelty to others, violence, and causing trouble for others. Now, in this story, did we learn any specific story or shloka in this lesson?
Yes.
Yes. What story?
The boatman and the
Bakasur, Aghasur, Vyomasur, Keshi,
No,
Rama.
I'm not asking about the main story. I'm asking about, did we learn any side stories in the lesson? In Aghasura, cruelty to others. Did we learn about Duryodhana?
Duryodhana and
Yeah. So we saw some pastimes of from the Mahabharata about how Duryodhana was very cruel to Bhima and to the Pandavas in general. Okay. Vyomasura represents need for us to stay away from thieves and cheaters. Okay. Did we learn any shloka or story from this lesson? Lesson 3.
no.
We learned the shloka, remember, from Isha Upanishad. Isha vashyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatya jagat. Okay, so let's recollect, okay? I'm just recollecting what shloka or story we learned from each lesson. So that shloka means that whatever we have, whatever we possess, is all Krishna's property. So we should not become the proprietor, or we should not think that we are the owner of everything that we have, because it is all Krishna's property. Okay, then Keshi represents pride arising from wealth or material accomplishments. Did we see any side story in this?
Yes.
What was that? What was the side story that we saw about the boatman
and the professor.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, and did we see any shloka about pride? Trinadapi Shunichena, remember? Now, that is from the Shishtastakam, 3rd verse. Trinadapi Shunichena, we learn how humble we have to be. We have to be more humbler than a blade of grass and more tolerant than a tree. Okay, so we learned that shloka. And then we learned about Ravana on Monday. We learned about Ravana. It represents ego, violence, laziness, pessimism, arrogance, anger, greed, jealousy,
and selfishness.
Hare Bol. So many bad qualities. Okay, he's a repository of bad qualities. Okay. Then we saw in lesson 5, fire demon represents hatred and argument, disrespecting other religion. Okay. Did we see any story, side story? We just saw. What was it? The story of Jagai and Madha. Okay. So let's move to lesson 6. Interesting pastime of the deliverance of Manigriva and Alakubera. This is more so interesting because we are going to enter into the Damodar month very soon, and this pastime is very much in connection to the Damodar Leela. So all of you must be already. Yeah. So all of you must be knowing this pastime already, but still a quick recap of the story, especially the first part, because it is more related to the deliverance of Manigriva and Nalakuvera.
Mataji,
Yes.
is that Kartik month?
Yes, Kartik month is Damodar month. Okay. And so let's move into the story. Nalakuvara and Manigriva were sons of Kubera. They were two great demigods who were addicted to wine and women. So who was Kubera? The treasurer of the demigods. Okay, he is the treasurer. Okay, and the two sons, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, were two great demigods. But unfortunately, because Kubera was very rich, all the rich men's sons, they are generally very spoiled because they have a lot of money, so they tend to misuse the money. So in that sense, Nalakuvara and Manigriva were very much addicted to intoxication, wine and women. Once, what happened? They entered the garden of Lord Shiva, where they drank too much and enjoyed the company of the young girls. Because of being intoxicated, they were practically naked. When somebody gets intoxicated, they lose all their intelligence and they are completely unaware of what's happening. So in that sense, they did not even realize that they did not have any clothes on their body. All of a sudden, Narada Muni happened to pass that way. Nalakuvara and Manigriva were so intoxicated that they didn't see him passing by. They were so much absorbed that they did not even see him. But the young girls who were present, they saw Narada Muni and they immediately became embarrassed and tried to cover themselves. So these two sons of Kuvera, they did not even realize. So they were just lying like that. Narada Muni was disgusted with their shameful actions. So he wanted to stop their false enjoyment and wanted them to see Lord Krishna face to face. So out of compassion, so remember, Narada Muni did not curse them because of envy or hatred. Out of compassion, he cursed them to become trees so they could do no harm. So this is very important, because if somebody does like this, then they would be trees in the next life. So remember, so that's how bad it is. So we have to be always shameful, and we have to be mindful of our actions. Okay, so by his mercy, Narada Muni is thinking that by Krishna's mercy, they would be able to remember why they were being punished. So they would remain as tree for 100 demigod years, not the 100 earthly years, 100 demigod years. Okay, so like this, they became trees in the garden of Nanda Maharaj, and they were growing for many years. Now, many thousands of years later, so now in earthly calculation, it has become many thousands of years. Okay, one time Krishna was crawling through his courtyard, dragging a wooden grinding mortar that had been tied to his waist. And who tied this wooden grinding mortar to his waist? Yashoda.
Mother Yashoda.
Yeah, why did she tie?
Because he was not where he was supposed to be.
He was supposed
He
to
was
be.
somewhere else.
He was stealing butter and he was breaking all the parts and feeding to the monkeys. So she was wanting to punish him, and so she tied him. But he pulled the grinding mortar and went to the courtyard. And then he saw these two big Arjuna trees. Okay, so this Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they were growing as Arjuna trees. And then he saw the Arjuna trees. Then he remembered that he had to relieve them from the curse. So he squeezed between the trees. Somehow they were so close by that there was very less space. So Krishna somehow squeezed between the two trees. But the large wooden grinding mortar got stuck between the trees. When Krishna pulled the rope harder, the two Arjuna trees fell down with a huge crashing sound. Out of the broken fallen trees came the two shining demigods. And who are those? Nalakuvara and Manigriva. They bowed down before Krishna and they offered their respects and prayers. Now they realized what their mistake is, and then they thought we should never repeat this mistake again. In this way, Nalakuvara and Manigriva were relieved of their curse and they were able to personally see Lord Krishna. What mercy! So this is what is the compassion of Narada Muni, that they were able to see Krishna personally. Okay, now what this pastime represents, it represents pride coming from good birth and wealth. Okay, so we saw in Keshi Demon's pastime that it was pride coming from wealth or material accomplishments. Okay, this pastime specifically talks about pride coming from good birth. That is, good birth means either you being born in a Brahmana family or a rich family. Okay, and wealth, when you have a lot of wealth, it leads one to very bad habits like animal killing, intoxication, and sometimes even gambling. Okay, so all these bad habits are very much in many of the rich people or rich people's children. Okay, so if you see in America also, a lot of people are very rich and they're all addicted to all bad habits like meat eating, intoxication, and sometimes even gambling. So sometimes people ask that when you don't eat animal or when you don't eat meat, they find it very odd, and they think that only poor people cannot afford to eat meat. So that's how they think. Okay, and then intoxication also leads to Loss of self-control. You don't have any control over your own self. That's how you become when you get intoxicated. And when somebody is intoxicated, they become very hard-hearted. They start becoming very cruel to others as well. As a result, one may act in disgraceful, violent, and shameless ways. Sometimes they can even become violent, and sometimes they can become shameless, like Nalakuvar and Manigriva. Okay? And when somebody is born in a very wealthy family, they start general tendencies to misuse wealth. Krishna gives a good birth because of his past good karma, so that he would have the opportunity to use the wealth in Krishna's service. If somebody is all the time in suffering, if somebody is very poor, he cannot even buy his own necessities, needs and necessities, then how can he really engage peacefully in Krishna's service? But if somebody is born in a good family, if somebody has good amount of wealth, and if somebody has very good background, Brahminical background, they can use that opportunity to advance in Krishna consciousness, right? That's how one needs to think, because when we have something, we don't realize the value of it. But when we learn from others that how much of difficulty they are in, trust me, when you are in so much of difficulty, you will not be able to peacefully even think of Krishna. For even praying to Krishna, you need a little bit of...
I have a question.
Yes.
We have beggars on the road.
Mm-hmm.
We give them $100 and tell them at the house that is that bad?
Instead of giving them dollars, you can give them Krishna Prasad. Because you don't know how they're going to use it. They may misuse the money.
Buy a beggar on the road, give him $100 and says, go get a house.
You don't know if he will use it in the right way. So unless you know that person for sure, instead of giving money, you can always give Krishna Prasad, or you can, use it to buy something and give that person instead of giving money. Okay? There are a lot of beggars who want even food. So you can do something like that. That is a better way. But there are some people who also give money. That's not a bad idea. But you don't know how the money is going to be used. You are not sure. So you can always give the money for Krishna's service or for devotees, because you know for sure that they will use it in Krishna's service. Okay? So generally, people who are very rich, they use the wealth they misuse the wealth. So they misuse it by drinking, engaging in buying drugs, or engaging in other bad habits.
Mataji, my question was not that all about that. I said, is that good or bad?
That's what I said. Instead of doing that, you don't know whether he will use that money in Krishna's service, or you don't even know whether he will use that money for his own good. So instead of giving money to a beggar, you can always give Krishna Prasad, or you can always give some gifts. So that way you know.
Don't have the necessities he needs that we give him Krishna Prasad. He can't the Krishna Prasad and offer it to them that he knows how to.
No, we have already offered it, right? Krishna Prasad is already offered. So why does he need to offer it again?
He eats it, but later when someone else gives him food, he doesn't know how to offer it. What if he buys food?
It's okay. He's going to anyway eat from outside, but as long as you give him some prasad, his spiritual life is already started. So the more you give prasad, the more he eats prasad, the more he will start advancing in his spiritual life. So any opportunity you get to give prasad to someone, please do not leave it. Okay? So we have already crossed our time limit. So please let's end our call here. Damodar kids must have joined. So let's end here with Vaishnava prayers. Koti Vaishnava